for the first time, it is good to see everyone. It's nice to be fresh and new. I come to you as Charles, otherwise known as Sipo, joined by Grey Poupet. We're here to talk about Predator Badlands and some of the perspectives on it because I don't know. I saw the movie and I didn't have certain thoughts. Grey, what were your thoughts after seeing Predator Badlands?
So granted, I'm pretty biased towards this and the Alien franchise. The crossovers I don't believe exist. Those are just gone. But everything else I'm kind of here for. So I was excited when I heard everything that was going on with this, and yeah, I couldn't have had a better experience. But again, I'm kind of biased to like this type of thing. So
See, now
maybe it's just me.
I thought you were more of an Alien kid than a Predator kid. Is that fair?
Well,
Or
I'm
is that
both.
okay? All right.
Just the Predator movies have let me down quite a few times.
Really?
Recently, I rewatched Predators, and I liked it so much more the second viewing. But that first viewing, it wasn't what I wanted to
Okay.
see. I wasn't into Adrian Brody, and then man, everything that I heard on the Shane Black one, I just decided to kind of skip it. And then I finally ended up watching it about 2 weekends ago, and I can I'm glad that I chose to skip it because man, it was not great. And then there were all those AVP movies in between. But that being said, I still appreciate 3 of the Predator movies hardcore, and then everything that Trachtenberg has done.
Yeah.
He did his own kinda trilogy so far, and man, I'm here for it. But you said that you have a hot take.
I
That's much different than my biased take.
I think the Predator franchise, I mean, if we're counting the AVPs in both Alien and Predator, I think the Predator franchise is more consistent than the Alien franchises. Is that spicy?
Fair enough. No, I mean, like, again, I'm kind of a simp for the thing. Like, I understand why people don't like 3, but I absolutely love Alien 3. And then Resurrection, I get why people don't like it, but man, there's so many little moments in there that I love. And then just the one that they kind of did last year, that's a culmination of all of it. Just for me, that's perfect. So I get why people don't like it, but don't get me wrong, I like Predator, but just I didn't think Predator 2 lived up to it quite as much, and then it kinda seemed like each one was a little bit further away,
Okay.
but, I still always dug the lore. I was way into the comics when I was a kid, like, Dark Horse did these weird stretches, and, man, I really dug a lot of that, and they, kinda created the AVP thing.
So I guess
So,
my point is again, if we're counting AVP in both franchises, shitty Predator is better than shitty Alien for whatever that's
uh
worth.
fair enough. I think they get real shitty when they're together, apparently, but
Yes.
hopefully not in the future 'cause, we might get something like that, but, yeah, what can I say? I hear what you're saying, fair enough. I would take, any Alien movie over, the Predator from 2018, Shane Black's one,
Okay.
which sucks 'cause, I love a lot of Shane Black's other movies, but that one was just it sucks because like, the Predator movies are all tropes, but that was just the tropes and then executed really poorly for me.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're flawless, but I'm saying, when they do suck, I seem to tolerate and am on board with when Predator sucks rather than when Alien sucks, where it's like, what are you trying to do? Because like this isn't even fun. Like Cody said,
Yeah.
bad Predator movies are schlock fun. Bad Alien movies give me acid reflux. It's exactly it. It's like they're. It feels like Alien. They're trying something where Predator's like, listen, we know what our audience is. Just fucking here's camp version of that. Um, but
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with, the 3 most recent Predator movies. They're definitely better than the 3 most recent Alien movies, but side by side,
yeah,
I'd go that route.
so while avoiding spoilers as much as we can, it really feels like 20th Century Studios has got plans for something moving forward by getting those 2 back together because there's a lot, even if you're just counting the movies and the references crisscrossing, not giving anything away, but they definitely live in the same universe to say the very least. We've had what, 3 Predator movies in the last 3 years. We've had an Alien film and Alien series in the last year. So, it feels like 20th century's trying to do something, and considering what they've given us, I'm kind of inspired.
Yeah. I mean, I was worried when I heard a whole bunch of elements of this that, like, it was gonna be kind of the Disneyfication, but man, if this is the Disneyfication of it, I'm kinda here for it. There were definitely tropes, but man, is it gory as hell, and that was kinda my first, question on it when I heard it was, like, PG-13. It's like, can you make a Predator movie that's PG-13? They tried it with the crossover, and that did not work for me. So I don't know. I just didn't think they could do it, but yeah, to me, I'm kind of here for the franchise. There's a
Mhm.
lot of things that are being set up in this, and I really kind of want to see where it's going. If it is going to that like Infinity Wars thing, let's do it. I want to see that.
Yeah, a Christian asked if there's no spoilers. We're gonna try to be as soft on spoilers as possible. Like it's only been 3 days, and I don't know if anything that I would talk about is necessarily spoilers, but just for the sake of enjoying it when it happens, try to avoid spoilers if you can, Gray. Um,
For sure. I didn't think the gory thing like that was my reticence. I would just say you don't need to be worried about that. But hopefully that's not too much of a spoiler.
yeah, it like Cody says, the fact that the movie's PG-13 just because the blood is green shows how idiotic MPAA can be, and it like
For sure.
just a different being's blood is okay as long as it's not red and a human. Like it is kind of weird.
It's always been the rules. It is weird, but, isn't that even the thing back to, like, Psycho or whatever? He had to prove that it was chocolate syrup, so they were cool with it. So, I don't know, it's kinda their thing. They like anything other than real blood.
Yeah, God forbid someone get the wrong idea in watching fiction. Uh, so, something that I've noticed that like I was they towed the line very delicately in this movie where there are times where it's bordering on hokey, bordering on being a little too cute, a little too funny, and I think what this movie did, and if this ends up being the long game for the franchise or the crossover or whatever, I think it's a smart move to give us the Predator character as a protagonist, because if they are gonna retry Predator versus Alien again, you would want the audience to have some sort of proxy protagonist, and it feels like, at the very least, in the beginning, I was like, I don't want to think of a Predator character as the runt of the litter and like a
Mhm.
down on his luck guy. Like I'm sorry, I'm not with you. But over the course of the movie, I was like, okay, you won me back on that." But what were your feelings on the proving himself fight in the very beginning? The Predator siblings. Uh,
Uh, it's kinda everything I wanted it to be.
okay,
I always kinda viewed them as, like, this space, I don't know,
Fight
reptile-ish,
Club.
kind of well, yeah, but kind of a Viking
Mhm.
situation. So, there's always gonna be something like that, like, uh, do we all have to be the strongest? So I don't know. To me, it was just, it was everything that I've wanted out of a lot of these other movies, and then it's just given to you, like, kinda right away, intensely. So, for me, I completely dug it, and then there's so many undertones to everything, and it sets up so much, and, kinda going back and seeing that scene, but knowing kind of what's coming, man, I'm all here for it. There's so much more that I thought I could feel for, this race of amazing creatures that, have depth beyond what you imagined.
Yeah. So
I don't know, man, I dig the Yacha. What can I say?
yeah, I was trying to avoid because I knew I was going to chew that word up, so I tried to avoid saying it. So thank you for saying it. Um,
Ah.
I the idea it's like we'll get to the most bizarre take I did not know about until you told me about it, and I'm just frustrated with both sides of this take. Um, but at no
Yeah.
point did I think whatever we're going to talk about in a minute, but um, I thought it was a little too on the nose when we come across the synthetic, the Elle Fanning character, where she was a bit too charming, a bit too cute, a bit too funny, and uh, without
There's just
knowing what
in
happened.
universe explanation for it,
Sure.
that they talk about, so I get it, but, this is, like, the future compared to where we've kinda seen things before, so, I don't know, it seems like there might be upgraded feeling systems, I don't know, I'm
Yeah.
kinda here for it, it does seem like it would be kinda post-Alien Earth, so if we're still going that same universe, I don't know.
So, do I need to see Alien Earth to have an understanding of why that synthetic
I
character
mean, I
is
think
there?
you need to have a true understanding of no, not really.
Oh,
It's, really going hardcore into kind of the mega corporations and,
yeah,
specifically
Weyland
a little bit
Yutani.
of Weyland-Yutani, so if you want backstory, sure, but if not, really, they're just related in name only.
So,
It's just the same company.
so my issue, and it's not really an issue so much as it's like, this is really convenient for the sake of being convenient to get this story going. The fact that this synthetic is on the same planet as this predator guy is on, and comes across the one person that would be able to, and basically he needs her help, is convenient. It's a bit too right place, right time for me. I kind of wish they could have massaged that in a different way, but I don't know. I don't have the answer for what the perfect way to do that is. Like, this movie basically tells you that this guy's going on a death mission because he's the runt of the litter, and no one. What's the name? Yaj. How do you say
The
it?
Yacha.
Yacha. Yeah,
Yacha. Yeah.
Yacha. Whatever he said. And they have not been able to defeat this uh, big beast character, and um, because there's a synthetic that's been ripped up to shit and is charming and funny and cute, and also that we learn over the course of the movie, also something of a runt of a litter. They have things to confide in one another, and anyone who thought Prey was woke will be happy to hear that um, Elle Fanning's character is referred to as a tool throughout this movie. And I don't use you. Oh wait, you don't use me. I use you. Tool was. I felt it was cute and a bit on the nose for certain people, but you're all right with that character just being there. Like,
Kind of am, but again, I'm kind of a simp for the thing, like, I think I dig Alien Earth a lot more than a lot of people do, and that's kind of a progression of synths, throughout that, so I don't know, I like what they're kinda able to do with that, but, yeah, I dug what was going here, like, you're right, there's a lot of convenience going on, but, I don't know. It feels like the story is rather, fat trimmed. There's not like a lot of wasted space, so
y-
it does seem like there is kind of a let's go. But yeah, I mean, there's a montage kind of at there is a montage of like very quick things that happen in succession, and it doesn't seem like it seems far too unlikely that all of that would happen at the same time. But it's to kind of give you an idea of what kind of planet he's up against.
yeah.
There are things that seem way too convenient, but I think they're kinda shown for time.
I don't like, again, this is like, I'm fine with the movie. I enjoyed it. It's just, if you could stagger the information in a certain way so that it doesn't feel
For
so,
sure.
oh, thank God we're both meeting at the exact right time. I don't know, like the younger monkey-like character. If the synthetic were doing something with that character, and our predator came across them two at the same time, maybe it feels a bit more fluid to me. But without getting too, you know, caught in the weeds, which are actually made of blades, um, it's just a small point where I was like, 10 minutes, 10 more minutes in the oven, and this probably could have been split up and made to feel a little bit more fluid. Uh,
get
Eh,
the criticism. Again, it does feel like it's kinda a little bit video game-esque where it's walking you through kind of like a tutorial of, here's this, and then,
yeah,
it kinda comes back. I enjoy it a lot, but I could understand people not. It might seem a bit convenient and, a bit formulaic, but that's kinda what he was going for. I think Cody mentioned it in there, but, he was, basing a lot of this kind of on video games, specifically,
Elle had moments where her
I'm
banter
forgetting
f
what the
was it that
oh,
one?
sorry, go right ahead.
Elle had moments where her
Uh, yes.
Elle had moments where her banter felt Disney to me, but only a few spots. Director said that was inspired by video games like God of War and Uncharted, where there's a comedic sidekick/guide. I can dig that explanation. Yeah, I'm like, again, I'm not complaining. It's just one of the things where it's like, this is why it's not perfect for me, and it's not really
Oh,
something
yeah.
that, like, I would be like, if that were my only complaint, like, I had a good time. Christian said this.
Oh. So I was just gonna say it's not perfect for me either. I just thoroughly enjoyed it, way more than I thought I would. Kinda hearing a bunch of news coming into it. But sorry, you were, talking about Christians.
Christian Fidel Super Chat, thank you. This film almost feels like a deconstruction film which always has frustrated me, specifically Indiana Jones and Star Wars, just my opinion. And I agree with that. And there are times where I'm like, "Oh, you went a little too far." And at times it went like perfect. It went right up to the line. And as far as I'm concerned, they played it rather well. In the third act, maybe, they got a little ambitious, which, third act of a movie, all bets are off. I get it. Um, and the epilogue, uh, I have thoughts, but yeah,
I'm here for it, but, I couldn't agree with you more. It is kind of a deconstruction, but it can be done really well, and if you look at the very first Predator, man, it is kind of a deconstruction of not only, like, '80s action movies, of what the '80s kind of were, the whole, kind of losing in a war, an unwinnable war, the whole Vietnam thing, and like what it means to be masculine. There's so many different layers that are going on in that movie, and it kind of strips it back and it just keeps going back until it's just kind of, these two shirtless dudes just kind of yelling at each other. It's awesome. There's a lot of video essays on it. There's one that I
already
wish I could remember the channel. It just came out a couple weeks ago, but I thought that was a really awesome one. But man, it's all that's what this franchise is. It is kind
oh,
of deconstruction of a whole bunch of other
on the
things.
franchise. I was like, essays on the movie already? It's been out 3 days.
No, sorry, the franchise. There was one on, the first Predator, but, yeah, I just love it so much, man. So I get it if that rubs you the wrong way and if it's not your type of deconstruction. They're obviously going on a different thing. It is still a form of a masculinity, but, they're definitely showing it with other characters as well, so it's not just straight up masculinity this time.
Yeah, you'll be able to correct me on this, but I think it's funny that what a certain pocket of the internet is complaining about is it's Disney, it's PG-13, no blood.
Mhm.
I don't know, took away Predator's balls, whatever the fuck. But the fact that this movie essentially takes the idea of, the lone wolf Predator does things on his own. Actually, they kind of flip that on its side and say, hey, sometimes you need to make friends with relatives of your enemy. And as a group, you can get things done if you're not quite as strong as other peers. Like I'm perplexed that no one's bothered at this pseudo teamwork message of this movie, that people aren't picking up on that, because I would assume that the hosts of a podcast like whatever would really have a problem with the underlying message of Predator Badlands, where the I don't know, the lineage of these strong warriors are actually kind of finessing the system to use tools and and other things that is probably a third act thing that I'll leave out. But I'm just puzzled. Is no one complaining about the dynamic between uh, the three characters that I'm referring to, Gray? Do you know which three I'm talking
Uh,
about?
there's a lot of complaints about the dynamics.
Okay.
There's some really ridiculous ones. I think Grace Randolph had like the most ridiculous
Okay.
one.
All right. Well, hold on.
Okay.
We'll pivot to that because um, I will show the actual screen grab of the tweet now. But Gray, between
I don't know if it's just like clickbaiting because it could be. This was pre a review of it, so I'm not sure.
okay, so before I bury the lead here, did you think of any element of romance in this movie at all?
I did not, but I mean, there's certain types of love, but I did not see romantic at
Sure,
all.
sure.
Uh,
If you want to talk about like
so I
family, sibling stuff, I will say that yes, I definitely got like a
for
older
sure,
brother, older sister kind of, you know, that like a family, a family friendship kind of bonding thing, but not man. These two should fuck.
for sure. Yeah, I got a lot of family love, but yeah, I did not get anything romantic in there. No, that could be me. I have been known to miss some signals and signs and stuff like that, but no, I caught like literally 0% of that.
This is why I'm in blissful ignorance, not knowing what the hell's going on Twitter. But here it is. Our good friend Grace Randolph says, "I see the incel brigade is coming out in full force against the hashtag Predator Badlands. They must be upset he has a girlfriend." And it has like a winky emoji, and I guess like that is a joke. And then she like quote tweeted herself where she says, "It's blowing my mind. Anyone has a problem with a potential romance between a predator and a synthetic when not one excuse me, not one Marvel fan complained about." Um, I don't have the rest of the tweet, but it's
Uh, Vision and Wanda.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, in well, in multiple movies and the series. Um,
a little
so
different. Um,
so I don't know if
I
she's
don't see them making children. Where Wanda and Vision eventually did. I guess spoilers for
wouldn't you A need
6 years ago.
sexual organs, B need that part of your body to commence in that romance, first of all. I'm
Yeah,
talking
you'd
about
think
Predator at
so.
this point.
I mean, it depends. All romances count, but I did not catch nary a whiff of any romance here.
Yeah. Um, our sweet, sweet child, Grace Randolph, once again, um, I don't know, this isn't the first time she's had a weird take about romance, and
It is weird, and she doubled down on it, which leads me to believe like maybe it is correct, but or like she
it's
does
not
actually have
joking.
that view. I
Right.
mean, but I don't know. Is it just for clicks? Because it got a lot of attention. I saw I think like 3 or 4 videos made on it. I didn't click on them, but she's on the thumbnail. It's the tweet. So I, I don't know. It's getting some attention. Is that all it is? You just take a weird take, or
But
did that trailer give you romantic vibes? Am I just missing out on the vibes?
uh, I mean, if the trailer did that, and I went to that movie thinking, "Oh yeah, I want to see the couple," I'd be pissed because that is not what happened. Um, like I feel bad for people that went to this PG-13 movie expecting uh, I don't know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but in the Predator universe, like I didn't. Another reason why I don't watch trailers, but I I never thought that for a second. Pizza Roll says, "When I first discovered Predator and Alien, it was because of Mortal Kombat 10." Wow.
Oh hell yeah!
I feel old.
Uh,
Uh,
I mean, that's a good way to get into it. You got to figure out who these characters are. Hopefully, you start at the beginning. But yeah, that does kind of date me. I remember Mortal Kombat 10 quite well. Hmm.
Christian says, "What do you guys think about the CGI? In my opinion, it was frustrating."
I'm of two minds on it. You're right. Like it stands out, but having watched almost all of the Predator movies, coming back to this one, there's some bad CGI, especially the AVP ones. Like,
Mhm.
there is a lot of bad CGI in those, but they do all have the practical suits. There's a lot more facial movement that they're getting, so they're not using practical completely practical face, I should say. I've seen some shots of them on location, and it was practical, but it's definitely enhanced. So I don't know. Certain parts take me out, but, once I was in, I was just I'm all for it. It still looks better than, previous ones, but, not perfect. I'm not sure if you could do practical as the main character. Like, when you go back and see how much you actually see their faces and most of it, it's minimal.
I
I don't know if you could do everything with the full prosthesis.
I
But sorry, I feel like I've monopolized it.
No, no, I think it was a bit ambitious. I think my perfect idea of putting things on a screen is probably Predators, where
Mm,
you had mostly human actors playing certain characters and whatever. There's certain things that are happening in this movie that are ambitious, and because the movie did so well, and scored well on its cinema score, it had an A minus, which is the strongest cinema score of any Predator film. Maybe, and Trachtenberg has proven that, like, listen, I can, like, give me the ball. I can produce here. I can give you some good shit. Um, maybe raise
yeah,
it
and
to
he
a
has.
right, right. Maybe raise it to something of a mid tier budget, and having some sort of hybrid between CG and practical, or maybe like if you're just going to have if you're going to rein it in a little bit and have a future Alien versus Predator thing, uh, some sort of blend between Romulus and Prey. I guess I thought Prey looked all right. Badlands, you could tell they were a little ambitious and heavy on the CG, which is
For
fine.
sure.
I don't mind CG if the movie's okay. It's really bad when it's like, did anybody work hard on anything? Because sometimes that's just like, all right, we're just breezing past things, and for the sake of getting a fun story, and that's what this was. I mean, if you're going to complain about a PG-13 Predator movie, like, yeah, I get it, but it is pretty. It's pretty gory anyway. Like I don't know. So you wanna watch humans get chopped up? Is that really, like, is that what Predator is to you? Because I don't know if you're
A
going to the
component.
I don't know if you're going to the movie for the right reasons, but, I
I
was
mean, it's part of the series. It's a staple, but, fair enough. I was totally cool not getting that, but, it is kinda what you expect. And, I guess, yeah, there's certain choices that were made, and I think they really helped getting it that PG-13 rating, but, I don't think the gore was sacrificed, which I am extremely happy about. That was my number 1 worry, and, this didn't feel like AVP. It felt like its own awesome world. But, the one other thing about the CGI is, this is kind of a small budget for
mhm,
being a big film.
mhm,
So it is only 105,000,000 is
mhm,
the estimated budget.
sure,
It definitely had some advertising out there. I know I saw it every 2 minutes, but, still, there might be some limitations on what they could do CG-wise with a
sure,
somewhat limited of a budget, even though that still sounds big. It's nothing compared to, like, any of the superhero movies.
right. The one thing that I noticed, and I sincerely doubt the PG-13 rating has anything to do with it, is recently Predator hasn't felt ominous or scary. Predator 1, less so Predator 2, but Predators, when, like, Danny Trejo's character gets, "Help
Oh,
me."
man.
That was
Literally
creepy.
just watched that, like, 3 days ago. I love that one too.
It
I
hasn't been
found out my
like that.
wife had never seen it, so,
Oh, really?
yeah, but I wanna point out in that one and in The Predator, there's some dodgy CG as well. Both of them have, dog-like creatures. Both of those are heavily CG, and
Yep,
they also didn't age super well, but, that was 15 years ago for Predators, and,
sure.
what is it, like, 7 years ago for The Predator now?
Yeah, I'm fine with the CG. Like, I understand again, there's parts of it the movie's if the movie was kinda like, "Are you kidding?" and the CG was that way, I'd be like, "Ugh, what was the point?" But there's parts of the movie I was there for, and the CG was noticeably, not a $500 million movie, and that's okay. Go and support the movie this way, they put more money into it, is the best thing I can tell you. But the one thing that I was like, I don't want Predator getting too far away from, being scary, creepy. I don't know, like, what
Yeah.
resolution there is to
Um,
that, but
well, this is a different type of predator, and he's from a different tribe than we've, seen before, so I'm hoping we don't see, this version of, like, protagonist. I'm assuming we'll see him as kind of, the traditional predators from the traditional clans in the future. I
yeah,
don't think this changes everything,
eh,
but like Cody mentioned, I hope they don't learn the wrong lessons from this. I
right,
I hope they realize they need to get the right people. I hope that's the lesson,
right,
'cause,
exactly. If if
dude can do it.
if this is like a one-off for big picture of 20th century to get us Alien versus Predator again and give the audience a proxy protagonist in whether it be the Predator or this little Predator trio or whatever we got going on, I'm okay with that for the sake of, advancing that. But like you both have said, I don't want this to be the thing. Like I kind of like I don't want a Jason and Friends Friday the 13th movie. Like for the sake of, you know, squeezing yourself into a story in the future, okay, but if you have to choose between Predator and Alien, you've got to like root for one, but don't have that be the thing moving
You don't
forward.
have to root for one. You can root for both, I'm
Whoever
telling you.
wins, we
There's a
all
better
lose.
way. No, we're gonna forget all about those films. Uh, yeah, I'm just saying, I hear your concerns, and I wanna say I do not share them, and, here's why. If it was a one-off that just Dan Trachtenberg took this movie and he chose this version of Predator, I'd be a little concerned, but man, he's got a track record of 3 pretty badass Predator movies, and he had a chance to kinda do the killer of killers. Um, he had a chance to put that to series, but when he realized that he was doing that, they weren't let him be the director for the entire thing. Like, they wanted to, do the traditional TV thing of bring in different people, so he wouldn't be completely in control of the creative on that.
Mhm.
So instead, he opted to apparently do it as a movie. I think what he was able to do in that movie is just it's one of my favorite Predator, pieces, and, man, I would have thought some of the comics would rank a little bit higher, but watching that a second time, I'm really digging what this guy is doing. I'm not saying he is the end all be all and he knows everything about Predator, but I'm not that worried about this franchise, especially with him kind of at the helm and these 3 behind him.
Yeah,
I think he knows what he's doing, and I don't think he is just moving everything one direction.
I don't
I think
think
this is a glimpse into the world.
I don't think either Predator or Alien has a George Lucas, like a master visionary where I don't know if you could kind of take it in a direction that feels fresh and I don't know transitional at the very least, and right on. Again, if you're stacking all of these movies together, I think there's far more warts in the Alien franchise than there are in the Predator franchise, and that has something to do with the way the table is set. I wouldn't put any of the Predator movies against something like Alien or Prometheus or Aliens. Like those are like, platinum grade A plus. But I think Predator, while their ceiling is a little lower, their floor is a bit higher. And like bad Predator's still kind of fun. Where bad aliens
I
like,
can
what are you
get that.
doing?
Man, for me, though, the Predator, I don't think I ever wanna see any of that again. I wanna forget about the kid. I wanna forget about the Iron Man suit. Like, just none of that do I wanna keep. Even the Key, like, I usually love seeing, Keegan-Michael Key in
Mm.
anything, but, man, I don't dig his character, or I can't remember the alcoholic dude who's opposite him, but,
Oh,
just
yeah, Thomas Jane.
yeah, it is Thomas Jane, yeah, I cannot think of his man, I don't know, just, like, everything that's so cheesy about that, like, especially the last moment. To me, just
Ooh,
it is cheesy, but it's not cheesy in the good way, just everything that Dan Trachtenberg seemed to do was kinda my taste, but it could have gone super cheesy, and I think somehow the Shane Black thing just kinda fell away from my taste every single time that it came to those cheesy moments. So I hear
Yeah.
what you're saying. That's a real low for me, but again, I like Alien 3 and I like Resurrection, and everyone hates those, so fair enough.
Yeah.
Just man, Charles Dance, he's great.
I
You gotta see him in The Colony.
so
It's great.
to swing back to Grace Randolph's vision, um, I don't think we've had romance at all in the Predator franchise. She had that,
Not
like
yet.
she had that really brain dead take about, it was either, if not both, either Twilight and or 50 Shades being, empowering for women, and they both stem from the same character, and while I'm not a woman, I would have no idea how to speak on this. If you watch Twilight, mind you, not Breaking Dawn, not where she gets turned, and you think of that as empowering, oh boy, um, let me know how life turns out for you because that I don't know who thinks, oh, I would like two men to fight about me and me constantly slip and fall and what like what is empowering about Twilight?
Yeah. I think yeah, I think they're definitely missing the point on that. There is empowerment in this movie, but I don't think it's necessarily gendered. I think it's they're showing a whole bunch of different,
Right.
empowerment from kind of different perspectives, so I don't know. I think they're just missing kind of the point,
Yeah,
but,
I think
everything's subjective, so if that's what they get out of it, you know?
sure, sure. Um, but like so as far as what you've seen, some of I googled just to find that image, and it seems like some familiar names from my my 2023 days in a different group came up. And what is the reactionary internet thinking of this romance situation?
Yeah. So I don't know that they've necessarily called that out, but, this is kinda being told like this is the gay predator, which I don't know how that's coming up either. But yeah, that seems to be getting kinda bandied around. And I guess the idea is, he wants to talk about his feelings and he has daddy issues. And I don't even understand that criticism really,
Oh,
but,
so gay in like
it's
the
not
traditional weak sense, not
unclear. They seem
oh
to be kinda switching back and forth between, like, actual homophobia and, like, the old usage of it that I guess is still homophobic, but,
yeah, because
yeah, fair enough.
I'm not getting
Yeah,
like sexual activity like at all, like gay,
no, I
straight,
mean, there
robot.
is implications that there's possibly, well, there is definitely family, so, fair enough.
Okay. But, like,
Uh,
that's, like,
but
extra lore, like, they don't bring up, "Oh, we have to create another." It's just, "Yeah, this is
yeah,
this is my family, this is my upbringing." They could hatch eggs. You don't know how those beings are created, so, like, you're still
true.
connecting a lot of dots with your own headcanon.
I'm
There's
assuming it's something like that because 'cause they're either kinda insect or like, reptile. I'm assuming it's different, but maybe I'm wrong.
um, okay, so they have problems with the Predator character having feelings and not being strong enough and
Guess. The main thing is I keep hearing that, like, just they miss the point of this, that it's not the action movie that they essentially wanted, and,
what did they want?
I don't know. I'm not su good point. They seem to keep saying, like, "You need to get this thing, and it's taking out a group of people one by one," and I feel like we've seen that. I feel like the comics really explored that a bunch as well, and it seemed like where Predator was most interesting is kind of places that it hasn't been before, at least to me. So I don't know. I'm kinda all about this, but yeah, I guess they don't want anything different, and this is definitely different. This is not, that same Arnold movie, but it's got a lot of, interesting, connections to it for me.
Great. Do you know what's at the heart of every single story that like is like really important for a story to have it? Starts with a C.
Uh, would you say character
Uh,
or,
sure. We're going to
okay.
disagree about this. What is what is another word for disagreeing?
Oh, conflict, of course.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, that should be a big part of it.
if you're expecting the predator to just wipe everything out, wouldn't the complaint then be, "Oh, same old shit"? Like, why not something that
Yeah,
we know as like this ultimate badass? Oh, what about the worst amongst them? How do they deal with things? I dig the different perspective. Am I
for sure.
crazy? But like, how
No,
many?
and, good on, Christian who, got it way sooner than me. But yeah, no, you're not wrong, and maybe it would be cool, for a little bit to see kind of one of those usual skirmishes that we see, but this time from, like, the Predator's point of view. Um, that being said, I don't know what the conflict would be, like you're mentioning, like, just I guess he comes up with a foe that's as good as him, but it's always an uneven fight, like, until miraculously it isn't. So, I don't know. I think that would get old rather quickly.
I
Um, one movie might be cool to see it that way, and that's kinda how I feel about this too. I do hope this doesn't change kind of the trajectory of the franchise, but I don't think it will from kinda what Dan Trachtenberg's track record and what he's doing with those other 2 films. I
the,
think there's somewhere else we're going with this.
there's this tiny little thing that's something of a spoiler, and I dug it because it does feel awfully video game-ish. Their cloaking device thing that makes them invisible. I like the idea of you had to reach a certain tier. You have to, you know, you have to have a certain achievement to get access to such a thing. Very video game, uh,
Mhm.
the best amongst us have the coolest toys, which doesn't make sense to me, but um, I liked that idea, and um, the fact that the movie opens with this conflict, like ultimately, the prologue of the movie is weakling younger brother kind of being helped along by his stronger older brother, who we find out has something of a directive from their parent, and um, some cutthroat shit happens, and like that leads
Yeah.
us into the next phase where this runt of the litter is off to do things that essentially a death mission, and
Yeah.
like that's enough for me. Like, oh, this guy isn't as strong as our run of the mill predators, and I like as it's so simple, and I like it's weird that in my head I'm like, oh, this is so on the nose, but people either don't see it or don't see it as a problem. Like when he comes
It is that
across,
classic trope. It is that
yeah,
trope of, like, the one who must take on, like, the most challenging foe, the smaller guy. I mean, it goes back, it's a tale as old as time, really, but, I kinda dig this version of that. To me, it kinda worked, but, yeah, I know there's a lot of people who could say that's completely on the nose here, and, yeah, it pretty much is.
right, and it's like a thing where I don't know, when I hear other people's complaints about it, I'm like, "Oh, never mind. This movie is incredible because it feels on the nose, but I enjoyed it." Like, you're complaining about shit that I just didn't even think of. Like, what the fuck? What are you looking for from these movies? Because Jesus, you must be miserable. Um, but I the there were times where I felt like to be fair, there were times where they maybe said a line or did a thing a little too much over the line where it was like, all right, yeah, I get it. Like, you don't have to hold my hand, but again, PG-13 movie, so maybe you do need to hold my hand. Um, but there was times
There's
where
so many there's so many times where they could have leaned into, the horrible PG-13ness of it. They could have leaned into those tropes a little bit more. I don't think it'll be spoiling too much because you see that, like, they're communicating in every ad that's out there, but, there's this chance where, there's this kind of universal translator gimmick, and there's a
Mhm.
way that they could have made that so that, I like the choices that were made with that. They could have made that real cheesy, and they could have immediately taken me out. I'm really glad they didn't do that.
Cody says, if Charles were the runt predator, we'd be like, go scour that planet over there. There's vanilla Coke somewhere. Yeah, and I would find
Ooh,
what
uh, weird, tangent, but, are you excited for, Coke's new holiday flavor?
what flavor is that?
Something like oh,
Gingerbread?
if I ruined it for you, I think it's something like creamy vanilla or something, but, yeah, good times.
It's
I
it's
I
like
just assumed you had your finger on the pulse of Coke,
it's
but
like the
my bad.
party doesn't start till the parents leave the house. I'm telling you, like this is some bullshit. I'm gonna have to export some crazy heavy soda. I did not know that. Uh,
Yeah, Cody confirms it. It is holiday creamy vanilla. I saw it at the store and was like, Charles would love that. Anyway,
fuck.
moving on.
Are they fucking with me like that? Okay. I've been frazzled, like completely frazzled. Oh, so the synthetic, I don't know. Like in my head, I'm like, oh, he's gonna like beat the shit out of her, and she's gonna still be alive, and like that's going to be a thing that doesn't end up happening. Apologies for the spoiler there, but I don't know if because I thought of it, if I would have liked it if they did do it, where it's this thing that he realizes that no matter how much he tries, he can't defeat this, for all intents and purposes, robot character, and realizes that he actually needs her help, and she's a tool. It's almost like she knew that that would get to him by saying that she was a tool, and he's like, "Oh
Yeah,
yeah, loophole. I don't have to have a partner, but I can have a tool." And I thought that
I
was
think
that was
she's really
cute.
clever.
Hmm.
And it's, in world, they give reason for that, and, I'm all here for it. I kinda wanna see the progression of that.
Right, right, and again, like if you're taking the parts that I like out of the movie, I don't mind having the parts that I'm like, ugh, really? So as much as I'm like, oh, it's a really delicate line that you're like tiptoeing over and over. I will take the bad if it means keeping the good. So again, trying to factor in it. Maybe they're trying to draw a younger audience with this. I don't know exactly what else
I
are
think
they.
for sure.
I haven't watched the animated thing that came out earlier this year. Was that
Ooh, you haven't?
gory?
You should, do yourself a favor. It's hard R rated.
Okay.
It's very violent. It is anime adjacent, so I know you'll have to really force yourself to watch it, but I think you'll enjoy it, man. If you enjoyed like Prey and this, it's along those same lines, and it sets up, I think, where they're going with things next.
I think
So,
so. With that said, I think what 20th Century is doing, owned by Disney, I think they're doing a more delicate version of what they were doing with Star Wars, where it's like, here's a version of Predator for every type of person in the household. Like, oh, you have a young one that can't look at human blood. Well, here's green blood because that's what gets past the.
maybe.
But like, if
I just I don't think you could follow this up with another PG-13. So if you're getting them hooked now, I don't know. But I hear what you're saying. He sold this to them, saying like he guarantees a PG-13. So it was designed to be PG-13 from the beginning, but
mhm.
the other ones they gave him hard R, but I think it was something contractually with getting it to theaters. But I think he would have more control, and I hope he would go R because I don't see how you could do another one
Y-
without doing that. There
yeah,
there has to be some blood.
because he's done so much for them already. I would assume that this would have to be something of a show me movie. Like, listen, A minus cinema score. It did rather well. Did above what you're expecting for the box office. I did it the way you want it. Can I please, do it the right way? Because again, I don't think anyone's like, oh yeah, let's make this neutered and PG-13 moving forward. It's a fun little, I don't know, reset if you need it to be. Like, I don't know. after all is said and done, again, epilogue separated from everything, it feels like this is like they're showing us the road in front of us. It's going to be AVP in some way, shape, or form moving forward, and we're going to be rooting for, or the protagonist will be on the Predator side.
Well, I don't wanna spoil anything for you, but, you should watch that Killer of Killers 'cause,
Uh-oh.
it gives you kind of a roadmap of where they might be going with it,
Okay.
and, man, I'm here for it, whether it's animated or they're going live action. I kinda need to be there.
Yeah, Adams
So, but again, I'm a simp for the franchise, so
and Adam says,
I'm biased.
I think it's a simple, fun, standalone-like movie. I don't know if this is a one-off, I'm kind of puzzled by it, and I don't know, over time, like, if this is, like, on an island on its own, I'd be like, "Well, what the fuck was that for?" Like, I feel like this is the perfect pivot movie to kinda get us somewhere else, but if it's just like this little thing in the middle of the ocean, like, why did you do that? Am
Well,
I
and originally, he had a character from so he had the character from Prey, and she was gonna be heavily involved in this, and then he decided not to, so I'm glad there is some separation between it, but,
hmm.
I got a feeling, he's got a roadmap. Who knows if any character is, anyone could come back.
If that Comic-Con post-credit scene for Killer of Killers is what they're building to, eyes with a eggplant emoji. That's the
Yeah.
interaction, I'm assuming? But is it am I gonna have to watch Killer of Killers, like, the second I get off
I
the
think
stream?
you I maybe not the second, but,
Take
you
5
should
minutes,
watch
I'll
it
pee
in the near
first.
future.
I'll pee first and then
You can watch it in segments if you want.
okay.
I believe there's 4 segments,
I don't
but,
know if I feel better or
it's good
worse
times.
that I watched out of order, and maybe there's something that either would have ruined or helped
Uh,
my experience.
they're very separated.
Mhm.
It's different, Yacha tribes and everything like that.
What was that? What are they called?
No through characters, anything.
Yajta tribes? I can't
Yacha. It's like Gotcha, but,
gotcha,
they've got
Yajta.
different tribes. Even like the one in 1 is a jungle clan, that's completely different than, the one in, 2, which, now I'm forgetting the comics for Concrete Jungle, but I forget which, clan he was. But, yeah, they're all different clans, man.
Yeah, like, I don't like it felt to me like some twist, some variation on Stand By Me, some variation on, like, that ti like, I on a lesser scale, something like, I don't know, Goonies or something where, these ragtag group are, not saying "fuck" too much at all, but also, like, leaning on each other and I don't know, like, I liked the idea of a less strong predator needing help and not, like, beating it into our face. It was something of a pleasant surprise, like, "Oh, they're not," there's something that happens with a 3rd character that I haven't really talked
Mhm.
about, where, like, that is a crucial piece of how things, end up in the movie, and I was like, I I don't know why, but I buy that and I appreciate that. Thank you.
What up,
Um,
WC?
Dub
Um, yeah, I hear what you're saying, I completely agree.
mhm.
You thought I was gonna disagree with I hear what you're saying. I'm trying to say it for positive things now too. Without being able to get into spoilers, there's so many themes that kind of pay off in such a way that I really dig, and then parallels and mirroring of it.
Right.
Just man, I dig what they were able to do with this, and, there's message, and I didn't think there would be behind a Yacha film, but, here we are, and I'm
Yeah,
moved.
there's parallels and, um, I feel better or okay when it feels like there's this twist thing that happens somewhere in the middle of the movie, and it ends up kind of doing something else where I liked the parallels a bit more because it felt like it was just too predictable for it to end up being a certain thing, and, um, while there were a thing or two that happened like over the course of the first half of the movie that, we're coming across a thing and it's like, oh, that will be used later. That's interesting. Um, there's a certain bond between two characters that um, it is crucial and I don't know a loophole of sorts because something happens that I was like, oh, is that going to be the loophole way that this person heads back to their home planet and takes a piece of a thing home and says, hey, I won, and it's like,
But it's not a loophole. It's kind of it is a lot of the message of a lot of, other films on there, perhaps who you envision the biggest threat to be is not
right,
I
right,
I'm just saying, like, there's so many themes that have been used in so many other films that it feels like there's ways that they could kind of, pay this off poorly, and just,
yeah,
man, for me, every time it teetered on that kinda cheese, and it led to it completely working for me, but
right.
I completely get the criticism if you're saying, like, things are too convenient, and there's a lot of these potential things just for me, it totally worked.
Right, and forgive me for, like, describing it sloppily, but what I'm saying is I was thinking, like, as these things happen, like, "Oh, no, don't let that be the thing," but it ends up not being the thing where it's like, "Oh, okay, cool." It's not the obvious thing, it's actually, like, a different
Oh,
thing.
for
Um,
sure. But
so
there is
it's
still a lot of setup and then payoff,
right, and
but yeah, it's
misdirection.
not necessarily as obvious. Yes,
Mhm.
they do kinda turn things on their ear in what seems to me to be an effective way, but, yeah, some of the people are not happy. But, one day when we can get into, spoilers, man, I'd
Yeah,
love to get into what actually kinda, for me, works about, like, the themes and how it kinda pays off in there.
yeah,
But, yeah, I can
apologies.
understand if some people kinda missed it or it's not what they were expecting, but,
Yeah, I'm
man, there's so much going on here.
I'm chewing my tongue more than usual today because I really wanna avoid saying certain things, but,
For sure.
certainly support
Hopefully
it.
people go out and see this one.
Right, right. If you want to see Predator shit on a big screen, support it. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah, that's a good idea, WZ. Um,
But, yeah, so I went and saw it in way too many of the Ds. I think it was like 3D, XD, and then the whatever that is, the
did you
4D.
did you sit on the D
Uh,
bag?
Unfortunately, yeah, I would definitely say, the 4D or whatever is totally not worth it for this. You're just shaking around a bunch. It wasn't like, like one of those car ones or whatever where it really syncs up and is
But
amazing.
did you
But
get
if
mist
you get a
on your
chance to see
face?
this XD, I didn't. I
Mm,
thought for sure, like, every time he growls, you would get, like, a spittle or
mm.
whatever, but, no. But, I don't think this one is IMAX, at least they didn't have it in my theater, but they did have, like, the XD thing, so, if you get a chance to see it in that, it looks amazing on the big screen, but, yeah, I don't think you need to be in the vibrating chair.
Oh, I always need to be on something vibrating. It doesn't matter what's going
The violent,
on.
roller coaster chair, that one.
Yeah, so I think we'll touch base again for a spoiler stream, but, and that will probably go a little bit further into the absurdity of this not being a romance, like, at all. If she's joking, then bravo, you nailed them, but at the same time, like, I feel like both sides of that argument are stupid. Like, I'm sorry if you're bothered by this movie being too gay, I have questions as what exactly you mean, and,
Yeah.
if you're thinking romance, like, don't make everything about what you're
I
looking for.
guess as far as Yacha, it is kind of a sausage fest, so maybe that's what they're picking up on, but,
Apparently not.
I don't know.
No, with that
Uh
fucking sitcom closer, just, ugh. Oh, did you have to give us that
but I'm
last
here for it.
sentence? No. No.
I understand, your reaction to it, but mine was yes, 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 and I can't wait for the next one.
Oh, no. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Just woof. Um,
Take my money. I need the next one. Make it in the theater.
dude, just make
No
dolls,
more of this
please. I will
Hulu's.
buy all of the dolls. I'll buy all the popcorn buckets. Just please. Where to send money, please. Thank you.
Oh. So I'm not the biggest shill. I'm not saying how great the popcorn buckets are because I think this is one of the worst popcorn buckets I've ever seen.
What?
It's kind of like a dome, almost soccer ball looking head that it's a masked yacha, and then you
Oh,
can kind of pull the back of his head open and have popcorn in there. But
yeah.
it did not look appealing.
I don't
It's not
mind
like the Dune one.
eating out of a predator face. That's pretty badass. Or if like the
Well,
if that thing like opened up and
yeah, that would be
you
cool.
take popcorn out of his mouth. Oh, it's like you're on a date with the yacha, whatever. Just never mind. So a summary of how we feel without getting into spoilers. I give the movie a 3.5 out of 5, and I think I'm being hard on it. To be honest with you, I think maybe there's something that I go into Predator movies that like some of my, I don't know, smarter expectations are down a little bit. Where it's like just let things fight and shit blow up, and I'm okay with that. And this really is that. For as much as I winced when it was like a little too charming, a little too funny, when they nailed it, they did. And again, because it works, because they're tiptoeing across a PG-13 with this movie, I'll take it just as long as this doesn't become a thing. Like if this is just a one-off and some sort of way to pivot into something else, which it very much feels like it is. Like they're definitely treating the Alien Predator universe with a heck better kid gloves than they did Star Wars, which I'm here for it. And please take your time and be careful. So this might grow for me in multiple watches, and it might grow for me based on what happens in the future. But it also could go down if this ends up being like, oh, this is the PG-13 wave of Predator movies. I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted from this. But Gray, how about you?
I usually have no faith, but I have a little bit of faith in Trachtenberg here, and that's because of his track record. And just again, he could have let Killer of Killers play a lot longer and be more of a series, but he would have lost some control on it. And I think he's doing, and Fox Disney is doing what they didn't do with Star Wars. They do have one person kind of controlling that right now. So I have a little bit more faith. I'm super excited for what's going. Uh, Maybe I have the opposite option for you than you do. Sorry, opinion of the thing.
I hear what you're
What can I
saying.
say? I saw it and it grew for me. I think it could only shrink at this point. I think it's grown as much as it can, but it's not a perfect film. But man, it is the film that I didn't know that I needed. But I really dig it. It's one of them that I was looking forward to this year, and really kind of hesitant on when I kind of saw not only the look of the character in there, but kind of the information that I was hearing about it. But man, for me, it just totally works. So I think I'd probably again, I do want to see it a couple more times, but right now, since we can't give quarter points, right? It would have
We
to be
can.
half point.
We can.
Oh, we can.
You're your own boss. Go ahead. You can give it point
Uh
992 if you want.
well, fair enough. To me, it feels like it's a little better than 3.5, so it
Okay.
would be a little better than 7 to me, and a scale from 1 to 10. It seems more like a 7.5, so I think that's 3 and 3
3.75?
quarters.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think I'd go there. It's not quite like a 4 out of 5 for me, but it's damn close. I'm really digging it, and it is one of the better times I've had with Predator in recent history. So for me, I'm all on board with this thing.
Yeah. So hearing your score, and I thought I was being hard on it. Maybe I'm not. And you
Oh, there's issues, but
okay.
I'm on board with this thing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely definitely encouraging at the very least, especially considering the amount of Alien and Predator stuff that's come out in the last couple of years. It's like, Jesus, how are you guys not missing? This is crazy. Um,
For some people, they are. Again, I might be biased towards this,
mhm.
where I would, I don't know. To me, it's just what I've kind of always wanted, and I feel like we're finally getting something that I'm respecting. which is great because I want to respect this franchise, but it was kind of
Right.
hard too with the AVP years.
Yeah. So Predator Badlands was my 100th new release that I watched in 2025. This is the first time I've hit 100 this early in the year since pre-COVID. The movie I was waiting for all year comes out this week, and that is The Running Man. Um,
Nice.
I think we should touch base again, if not to do both at the same time, but at the very least, a spoiler talk on Predator Badlands and or a Running Man stream, because I don't know what I expect from that, but it's Edgar Wright, and like I don't, it's Running Man is not
Uh,
something that I would go out of my way to watch the Schwarzenegger
what?
version.
Dude, it is, it's in my top 5 Schwarzeneggers ever. I think I just did the list last week, and it's number 5 for me.
Okay,
It's one of my favorite Stephen King, Richard Bachman stories, and then that which are both completely different, but man, the Schwarzenegger one is just kinda my '80s schlock.
all
I
right.
love that thing.
Ma-
Like Dynamo, the singing dude who shoots lightning bolts and has his little car. I love that. I'm here for that.
Oh
That's
wait,
the enforcer I want.
isn't Jesse Ventura in that as well? He's in Predator
Yeah,
too.
he
Hmm.
is. Exactly. And he's got a, weird kinda, deep fake scene going on from the '80s, which is, awesome and very prescient, and it's, kind of like Hunger Games, kind of like, all of those type of, death tournaments, but well before all of those. It spawned it, man. I'd say go back, give that one a look.
I
But,
might.
this one's gonna stick way more with the actual book, apparently, and
Hmm.
man, Edgar Wright's take on anything is just, top notch. That is the one that I've been looking forward to
Hmm.
most the entire year.
Yep. No
So,
pressure, but this is the one movie I have circled this year.
dude, I'm hearing nothing but positive reviews. So, yeah, I think it's the one to, I don't know. I hope I'm not building it up too much, but, super excited for that. It's a good November, man. The fall, it's great.
Other than that, Gray, what do you have coming up on your side of the internet?
Not much. There's a fledgling new channel out there called The Last Panel, YouTube at Last Panel One, and it's people who are getting together. No politics, nothing about that. Just kind of appreciation and a little bit of hatred of the things that we really like, movie and comic book wise. So yeah, if you get a chance, come over and check that out. Other than that, real content on my channel soon, but hold your breath.
Great. So yeah, I might be over on that channel stream every now and again. We'll touch base and see what comes up in the future in regards to things we brought up tonight. Um, Thank you in advance for clicking like, subscribe, all that other jazz. Channel members, there's behind the scenes from the 31 video. Check all that out. And for Gray, I have been Charles. Good evening.
Say goodbye.